Hi everyone. Earlier we have seen how to add the vectors and how to subtract the vectors. We have seen two law of additions, that is triangle law and one is parallelogram law. By using these two laws, we have seen how to add the vectors, and subtraction of vectors is a subpart of addition because when you reverse the direction of vector, any vector, you can subtract the vectors by using just the same two laws. So now we're gonna see how to product the vectors. मतलब how to multiply the vector. So product of vectors we're gonna discuss in this lecture. So in product of vectors we have two types. One is dot product, one is cross product, in which dot and cross are the operators. Dot is just the simple dot. Cross is nothing but just the cross. So these are. So the main difference is in dot product, when you multiply the vectors, the output you will get is a scalar quantity, which means it doesn't have any direction. Whereas in cross product, when you multiply the two vectors, the output you will get is a vector quantity, which has a direction too. So let's get into the detail. First thing is the dot product. Here, what is dot product? So the scalar product, which is nothing but dot product, is also known as the scalar product. So the scalar product of A and B is written as A dot B. And the formula for A dot B is magnitude of A vector multiplied with magnitude of B vector into cos theta, where theta is the angle between vectors A and B. So let's take an example over here. So this is a vector A and this is a vector B. And this is the angle between vectors, that is theta. Now, when you when will you multiply the vectors? They are in same direction. So in terms of theta, you need to split this A vector. So So in horizontal direction, the A vector becomes A cos theta, and in the vertical direction, it becomes A sin theta. So when you multiply the A cos theta vector and the B vector, you will get A dot B. So A dot B is nothing but magnitude of A, magnitude of B into cos theta. In terms of science, the best example for the dot product is force into displacement will give you, what does it gives? It gives work done, right? So if you observe over here, force is a vector quantity, displacement is also a vector quantity, but what about the work? Work done is a scalar quantity. So when you multiply two vector quantities, the output is a scalar quantity. This is what actually the dot product is. A very important note over here is if A dot B is 0, what does it tell? Which means magnitude of A can be 0 or magnitude of B can be 0 or cos theta can be 0, right? According to the formula. From here, we can tell that magnitude of A is 0 and magnitude of B is 0. What does it tell? It tells that A vector or the B vector can be a 0 vector. So the and the other cases, cos theta is 0. What does it tell? Which means theta is nothing but pi by 2. So we can tell that the two vectors might be perpendicular to each other. So if A dot B is 0, there are three cases. One can be vector A can be a 0 vector. One is vector B can be a 0 vector. Two vectors might be perpendicular to each other. And from here, we can write the formula for cos theta as A dot B by magnitude of A multiplied with magnitude of B.